How you doing out there in cyberspace, way out there where eternity is, where time stops, where you can see this anytime you want? It's a miracle. And those guys that invented YouTube, thanks God to them, man. I have their name and I always want to read it. YouTube inventors, Yawed Karim, Stephen Chen, Chad Hurley, geniuses. They make this possible. This will be out there forever, and they made it possible, and you guys don't get enough credit. You should have some kind of Pulitzer Prize or Nobel Prize or Oscar or something. I'm thanking you. Who else even thanks you at all? John Wayne Mercure, the Sonneteer, Chandler, Arizona. And I want to read this here to you because this is the reason I'm a poet. All right? Lots of reasons. Here's one right here. Look. Many brilliant and brave men lived before Agamemnon, the Greek warrior. But all of them are overwhelmed in eternal night, unwept and unknown, all because they lacked the sacred poet, like Virgil, the Aeneid, the Iliad, the story of Troy, the story of Ulysses, Achilles. It's fascinating, all this stuff. Hey, a poet writes about these things. Why? To honor people. To honor people. I'd like to honor this guy right here. His name is Brian Mast. He's a master sergeant and he's in Congress. I think he's running for re-election in Florida. But he needs everybody's help. And please send him a few bucks. I'm sending him a few bucks. You can help him. Hey, Brian Mast, he's a master sergeant, a ranger. One of my good friends was a ranger, 44 months combat in Vietnam, got all kinds of medals. Just below the Medal of Honor, silver stars, bronze stars. And this guy's a hero, Brian Mast in Congress. I want you to look at this picture. I wish it was bigger. I wish it was on a movie by itself. Why? Because his legs are gone. In the military, he got his legs blown off. And these guys, the veterans, we got to thank them. We got to say, hey, we appreciate it. They come back all parts missing, arms, legs, blind. They're in mental shock because they were under sniper fire. The minute you get off the plane, you think your head might explode. They can shoot you from a mile away. And you're always under sniper fire. And this man here, Brian Mast, is a real hero. And that's what this sonnet is about. What's it about? I'm trying to honor Brian Mast. I really am trying to honor him. Maybe I can write a sonnet about him too. What I'm saying is, hey, this is who I want to honor. Brian Mast and my father-in-law. My father-in-law was a hero. He's a really, really good-looking man. And I want you to see him. Look. I don't know if the light's right, but look. This is my father-in-law. He was a real war hero. He looked just like Robert Taylor, the famous movie actor. And his wife was better looking than Betty Grable. My mother-in-law, a great mother-in-law. This is my father-in-law, and this sonnet's about him. Why? To honor him. I want to honor people with my poetry. And I'm asking you out there, you veterans out there, start honoring people that you remember that mattered in your life. Help us get out there with veterans like Captain Stan, who loved his country more than his life. He wanted to serve, and you served for country, for liberty. And thank you. I'm thanking you. But this sonnet is about my father-in-law. To my hero, Captain James Leo Widger. Now, I've got 1,281 sonnets now. That's a lot. This was a sonnet number 131. Wrote it a long time ago. Wrote it, 14 years ago. It's beautiful. Hey, Captain James Leo, this is for you. Dark blue, shimmering, Colorado, alpine, big meadows, trout lake. National parks, gloriously pristine. Forested, Heaven's Gate. Fishing trips in a boat. I'll bet I took him more than 100 times in my boat. Gliding silently over waters, dark blue. Surrounded by thick forests. Wishing you were here. He's gone. He's been gone a long time, but he was my hero. I want him to live in his sonnet. So many wonderful memories of him, of you, Captain James Leo Widger. Super father, super friend, a real man among men, a Robert Taylor, a bear of a man. He was simply the best father-in-law that ever could have been. A valiant soldier, intrepid officer, a proud American patriot. He wanted to serve liberty and freedom. A gallant man, a trusted colleague, ally of all, honor inviolate. Honor was everything to him. He was a captain in the military in charge of 200 men, an artillery unit against Erwin Rommel in North Africa. They were certain of America's dark peril. The Germans, the Japanese. Danger so bad nobody could foretell what was going to happen. He volunteered, and his men trusted him with their precious lives. I'm a retired high school principal, and it's a hard thing being in charge of their education, but it's different when you're an officer and you're a captain and you're in charge of 200 lives. Doctors are like that. They're in charge of people's lives. It's a crushing responsibility in charge of a 200-man artillery unit against Erwin Rommel. He volunteered. His men thought the world of him. They trusted him. See valor and humility in this man. Resolute, resolved. In heroes, determined to survive, fighting for America, fighting for liberty. Champion caliber leader. In combat was Captain James Leo Widger. Modesty and gallantry would always be his most endearing feature. He was overrun twice, his unit, by evil Nazi foes. Strategic retreat, they had to retreat under fire. They were reinforced in the nick of time when the battle was most dire. They got reinforcements just when they needed them. His hearing in an artillery unit was permanently damaged from the roar of big guns. This impairment of hearing never was really complained of or even ever known. He used to proudly tell me that his wife was much better looking than Betty Grable, the gorgeous movie star of Hollywood. He used to aver, just thinking of her made war so much more endurable. After the war, he was just so happy to be alive with his family. Master of his dear family domain, the best father he could be, smiling, happy, a great teddy bear of a man. Splendid husband, endearing dad, superb companion. I had friends I could take fishing, but I would rather take him. Fly fishing, ice fishing, the stars that are so beautiful. In a boat more than 100 times. Fabulous fish fries. With this guy here, he was a marvelous companion, a marvelous grandfather. Captain James Leo Widger has been in heaven for many long years now. He lives in my memory, and I hope in his sonnet out there in cyberspace. Captain Widger, we all miss you with rivers of endless tears. He would not want anyone to grieve, but weep tears of happiness. He's in heaven now. To have even seen what a wonderful human being lifetime success was, Captain James Leo Widger, my hero, my father-in-law, my second father. I adored that man. My hero, Captain James Leo Widger, may the Lord reward you well. Heavenly skies, lush green meadows, fishing up there. Fabulous fishing in beautiful, beautiful forested lakes. Tennyson's Evening Bells. He liked Tennyson. The evening bells. They toll for me. They toll for you too, eventually. Saintly Captain James Leo Widger, sir, in everything you did excel. And I'm so proud just to say, hey, you guys out there, your father-in-law, if you can't get along with him, what's wrong? That's your lady's dad. Can't you cut him some slack and try to get to know him? He wants the best for his daughter or son. I'm just telling you, in-laws are important. And this guy right here, I'm going to show you his picture again. He's my hero, Captain James Leo Widger, in charge of 200 men. And Captain Stan Blunt, my personal friend, was in charge of 200 men. Rangers, parachute division. What I'm saying is these guys are out there now, right now, and we need to thank them and say, thank you, veterans. You're sacrificing even your lives for us, yes. And I want you to speak out, and I'm asking you to speak out. Speak out for Stan. He can't. He's dead. But you got to speak out for the guys that can, like this guy right here, Master Sergeant Brian Mast. We got to help him. Send him a few bucks. It's on the internet. GoFundMe. This guy needs help. He's for Donald Trump, so am I. Donald Trump's for business. I know he's got his flaws. So what? We all do. But business is America. Business means you get paid for your talents. And see, socialists aren't like that. They think everybody's the same. Vote for us, everything's going to be free. In capitalism, you get paid for your talents, and you should be. And everybody has different talents. That's the beauty of God. We're all uniquely different, individual differences. And here's a man with no legs and wants to serve his country. And I'm asking you, in honor of Captain James Lee Widger, in honor of Captain Stanley Blunt, my hero, please help us. Help remember our veterans. Help us remember you. Tell us stories about each other. Make videos. Do it. It's easy. Just do it. God bless us, everyone. Ja Allah, Allah ja pour vous, pour alles. God bless us, everyone. Thank you for listening. Au revoir, mes amis.